Which witch? This witch.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing Baba Lysaga, Night Witch. This is a sacrifice commander in Golgari colors that cares about the card types that you're sacrificing. The more permanent types that you've got on your cards, the better it is for Baba Lysaga's activated ability, where you can tap, sacrifice up to 3 permanents, and if there are 3 or more card types among the sacrificed permanents, your opponent loses 3 life, you gain 3 life, and you draw 3 cards. You can also just tap her to sacrifice 3 permanents for no other reason other than destroying your own permanents. That's a thing you can do too. So this deck has a large number of cards that have multiple types, like enchantment creatures and artifact creatures. Also a couple planeswalkers, things that make tokens, or are enchantments or artifacts that come with other permanents on the battlefield. I would say that the best all-in-one for Baba Lysaga is actually an arena-only card for this deck, and it's the Sanguine Brushstroke. It gets you a creature, it gets you an enchantment, and it gets you an artifact token. And all 3 of those are 3 different types, which is perfect for Baba Lysaga's activated ability. Because we're sacrificing so many things, well, we've got to have good sacrificeables. Ones that either bring themselves back from the graveyard, ones that are just generally kind of nice other sacrifice outlets, and I'll say, the suite of cards that make creatures every turn, like Bitter Blossom, Jadar, and Lord Skitter. Black Market Connections. There's a lot of other choices for this too, like Ophiomancer is a good one. I'm just not running it in this deck. We also have some payoff for us sacrificing things like Smeagol, because sometimes you just want to take your opponent's land, and like I showed before, we have the Blood Artist, and we have Vran, who's draining your opponent whenever we're sacrificing these creatures, or at least once per turn. This deck's pretty fun. It's not too overpowered because Baba Lysaga is on her own something that needs to be out, have 3 different types to sacrifice, and even when it does sacrifice, you're sacrificing 3 things to get 3 cards in hand, 3 life, and draining your opponent for only 3. Now, listen, people will pay 3 life in Brawl. In fact, people will pay 6 life for way less than that. But that's okay, because Baba Lysaga is cool. And this is like a Baba Yaga type character. She's got the big walking hut. It's an interesting witch, and we're gonna take her into the queue, and we're gonna sacrifice a couple permanents. The Myco Tyrant. The Myco Tyrant gets you fungi based on a number of permanents that enter your graveyard this turn. And it gets bigger based on a number of fungi and saplings that you control. Hello there, Myco Tyrant. You're very cool. You know what else is cool? Ninjutsu. Specifically ninjutsuing. So I can get artifact creatures. I guess I'll name black since we have some double black cards in hand. Ooh, that's a land. I'll take it. Swarm Saboteur is in this deck because it generates Virus Beetles. We also just have Virus Beetle in this deck. Oh! Okay, well, the card I put on top of my deck is now in my graveyard. Next to a fresh hot bit of milling with this Mesmeric Orb. I'm gonna mill myself even more. Bam! Old Ruddle Tuddle. Got a creature. I'll just spacebar. More Virus Beetles, please. Ooh, Rise of the Witch King, some reanimation. Yeah, the Grazer attack. It's not to establish dominance. Well, wait a minute. Oh my gosh. So they actually milled 2 sorceries. I was wondering why Myco Tyrant didn't trigger there. Honestly, you could put Myco Tyrant in my deck. I'm almost all permanents. I know what I'm about. It's permanents. Because I'm a permanently radical person. There's something less stupid sounding. Why did I shock this in? Great question, Amy. Don't question it. Bam, 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 bam. I'm gonna mill myself. And then you'll see. You'll all see! So many beetles. I'm a regular beetle bubble. Oh, is buying the Mastery Pass good value in Arena? You can buy the Mastery Pass anytime during the set that it's part of. If you want to pre-order it, you save a couple bucks if you were to purchase it with gems that you purchase with cash. But it also doesn't matter when you purchase it unless you're just trying to get the packs from it. Yeah, I would wait until you get it to at least like 2/3 of the way through to purchase it, unless you're like a very regular player for the game. Hi, Mike. Hi, Mike O'Tyrant. Mike's gonna get big. Ooh, Souls at a Lost. Fathomless Descent. Power go up. Aw, Mesmeric Orb, you are just doing work right now. Boop. 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 Aw, Priest, you would have been really cool. So cool. I'm gonna play this Virus Beetle. I'm going to sacrifice the Virus Beetle and a land. There we go. I want to make sure I got a land. I'm going to play Sanguine Brushstroke. And I'm going to start attacking in with that Swarm Saboteur. So, right now, some of you know, I want a Blood Artist out. Because they've got a lot of tokens, and I've got a lot of tokens. And this thing is symmetrical, just like Bane Ripper. This is like the baby Bane Ripper. You lose life, I gain life. And you put a bunch more stuff in the graveyard. If we can get some mass removal like Meathook Massacre, we might be able to end the game next turn, depending on how many tokens they make for a good friend, Mike O'Tyrant. I was playing my Mike O'Tyrant deck yesterday, having a very fun time. Ooh, Death Touch Lifelink on Mike O'Tyrant pairs excellently with its Trample, and also the fact that it's a 6/6 that's going to be like a 9/9 soon. They're swinging in. They were trying to decide, I think, if they want to attack with the fungi. I could throw the Grazer in. I'm not going to. They gain some life. Boop, boop, boop. We mill, and then we mill some more. I love that. Probably just going to be a bitter triumphing this. Got artifacts, enchantments, and creatures here. I'm not going to bother waiting because I'm impatient. Artifact. Enchantment. Creature. Very classy. Okay, so the Locked Hothouse lets me play an additional land. And I do have an additional land to play. And I think we just sit here and wait. I could discard some of these. Discard one of these Virus Beetles. Or like the case of the Skellyman. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Okay, they put 4 permanents in the graveyard. Chitinous Crawler's a pretty cool one. I can take my earplugs out. Oh, the construction noise is over. What are we doing? Discarding? That's fine. I've got plenty to discard. That's so nice. Sorry, I've been dealing with horrible construction noise all day, so this is just... This is really nice for me to be able to actually hear things again. Yeah, I'll discard 7. kill this. My beautiful creature, no. I just really don't want to block with Old Rutstein. Or this. Discard a card. Sure. Discard a card. Sure. Discard a card. Great. Discard a card. I'm doing it. Discard a card. Love it. Great. Yeah, like, we draw so many cards with Baba Lysaga. Honestly, one of the worst parts of it is that we can't do anything with all of these cards. We have too many cards and nothing to do with them. Ugh, I kind of hope somebody mills here. It's probably gonna be me. Except for all these fungi. They're pretty fun, guys. Oh, casualties of war. I could stop that orb from doing the orb thing. Well, why would I ever do that? I am going to sacrifice you, you, and you. Ooh, extra lands. Ooh, extra lands. Xander's Wake. Die. Sad there wasn't a land on top of the deck. Nuke the orb. No, it's fun. I like the orb. The orb brings me joy. Have you not seen my orb pondering deck? I love orb. Oh, here comes Mike O Tyrant. Would you like to attack with your army of fun guys? Really? Okay. Whoop, whoop. Blood Artist likes this. I guess they want these tapped because then they're untapping. Did I end up winning at all with the Orb Pondering deck? I did. It's not a lot. Ugh, love this for them. Yep. Straight into the bin. There we go. It's gone. Gone forever. Great fact against them is so funny. Like, bro, don't you have enough? Never. Never in their life would they have enough. Bug. Treasure. Wake. Morbin time. Swindler. That's a land. Come on, where's the lands on top of our deck? Yes, artifact, creature. Did I have any enchantments? Nope, just me. And land. Okay, so, fine, I'll get rid of the orb. Peer pressure. I'm getting rid of the orb. We've solved the case of the locked hothouse, which does mean I'll be able to start playing creatures and lands off the top of my deck. I can already play lands off the top of my deck, but now I can play even more! Yay, Blood Artist things! Now I'll only mill one card. I know, it's difficult for me to destroy the things I love, like Orb. Orb is love, orb is life. This is a war between me and the orb. What would I want to bring back with Rezug? Probably Pitiless Putter and then Chatterfang. So I can combo. Shouldered as an artifact is cute because you can still flip her over. They only have 4 mana though. That's enough for some reanimation spells. Ooh! Urgent Natropsky. That's going to destroy a bunch of different stuff. So yes, I solved my case, but then they destroyed the case. This is, by the way, kind of like a baby Casualties of War. It works really well in late game. Boop, 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 boop. Do I even want to be drawing more cards? Probably. Card draw is good. But right now I only have 2 types. It's Morbin time. I really like Grave Pact, so I'll play it. Hi, Chatterfang. I have Chatterfang in this deck, too. Aww. One of the fungi is Death Touching and Lifelinking. Also, I'm gonna sneeze. Phew! Damn, there's a lot of you. We draw a card. They sacrifice a fungus. Old Rutstein mills a land. Oh, yes, I want the Tyvar. Ah, it's not a blood. All right, so I can draw cards off Liliana. So we're gonna want to go Bloodghast, Liliana, minus. I'll drop you two. Things happen. Waste not, want not. Blah, 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 blah. How much mana do I end up with? Yes. I'll play this? Yeah, I'll play the 3. Don't question it. Normal.
This will make a thrilling tale.
21 cards remain. Hey, I'm Blood Artist. Long time no see, huh? So something notable is that Chatterfang is unblockable here. The Propagator Primordium is going to put a couple cards directly into the graveyard. If they attack one of my Planeswalkers, I can sacrifice the Planeswalker. Admittedly, I might just do that anyway, like sacrifice Tyvar here. Not dead yet. Mill the Blink Moth Nexus. Get a treasure. Cavern of Souls. Doesn't really matter. Human. Lysaga. Who's in the graveyard? Who's a special girl? Who ran for more triggers? No. Bane Ripper! Yeah, you want to kill the Blood Artist? Before this thing comes out? You might wanna! I'm gonna sacrifice the Blood Artist, Treasure Token, and land. Here comes that Vein Ripper. want to untap Lysaga. Second plus. We're going to attack in with these three. Pretty dang good as an artifact. Oh yeah, it is. In fact, it's so good that it should just win me the game here. I'm gonna sacrifice you, and you. It doesn't matter what types these are, because I'm not actually looking to draw cards off Lysaga. I already draw cards off Liliana. I just want to win a game off Bane Ripper. Three. Well, I guess we could do more. Yeah, sure, bring it back. How many cards do I have left? 11? That's so funny. Alright, well, one more. Gotta get one more life done. I'd probably find a way. Oh, I could use the Malakir Rebirth. Nice. Gaming. Etrata, Deadly Fugitive. This is a Assassin's Commander. And this is a kind of sussy hand, because, like, I only have 2 mana. And, that's fine. Now I have a third. I was just thinking, if they play an assassin, maybe I can kill it with the virtue. Ooh, look! There's a thing I can kill! Perfect! Be gone, Tetsuko Umezawa. Because this is a discardable card from, like, Thoughtseizes, I also thought about maybe bolting this in, just so I would have the green mana ready. Alright, Etrata. Good news for us, not for them. We can get rid of Etrata before she hits us. I should also say what she does. While Etrata's on the battlefield, if an assassin deals combat damage to us, they cloak the top card of our deck. And, while she's out, you can also flip up that card for 4 mana. Or cast it for free if it's not a permanent. More crime with the Thief of Sanity. Let's both discard. For fun and profit. I will discard... Tyvar. No, I really like Tyvar. Vraska. Get myself the ability to play an extra land. Ooh. Hello, Mr. Holding Priority. You know what that means. It means a Pact of Negation. So Thief of Sanity, they could have killed Liliana, but instead they're going to steal a card from us. They're going to mill anything that they don't take. And if the card that ends up in our graveyard is not a Shaya, we know that they took a Shaya. Nope, they put a Yawgmoth and a Shaya into our graveyard, so we do not know what card it is. Ding bong ding dong. Ooh, that's kind of a land. And that is a land! You can pay the 5 if you'd like to pact. Yeah, there's the pact. I'll drop the Pitiless Plunderer here.
We all have things we love.
How's our Baba Yaga doing? Oh, you know, she's bobbing and yogging. Or she's baby and lasagnaing. Yeah, her name's Baba Lysaga in Dungeons and Dragons, but she's very much supposed to be like a Baba Lysaga witchy character, I guess. Oh, they're attacking Liliana this time, so she doesn't just mine us.
Do not touch me again.
Ooh, I'll Pachuca a Bog. This one. Sander's Wake. I'll just play the Tyvar. Now I can plus. I have nothing to discard.
I'm tired of your secrets.
Now I'll draw. Not a land on top. I'll let them kill Tyvar if they want.
Rally, my friend.
Oh, just kidding. There's an arboreal grazer here. I can now block Thief of Sanity. Baba Lysaga's so ready to come out here and kill creatures and lands and planeswalkers. I gotta have 3 different types for Baba Lysaga to be happy. And I can always block and then sacrifice with Baba Lysaga. Let's get these cards out of hand. This one. They can't pay the 1 to save it with the Storm Tamer. We plus. They only have 1 card in hand. It goes to the graveyard. Oh, wait. Oh, no! They don't have any cards in hand. Alright, I'm gonna sacrifice Llanowar Elf, Xander's Wake, and Bojuka Bog. We got Morbin Time, Cavern Swindler. I'll take Morb. Orb. I don't really want to activate her again. I still could, though. I was thinking, like, yeah, I could sacrifice a Liliana. They don't have any cards in hand. Hi, would you like to counter this? Tyvar's awesome with this commander. Yeah, it is. Alright, so we're gonna get out Bloodghast. Bloodghast will come back upon the leaving of lands. And I'm getting rid of this Liliana. I don't need this. Come on, lands. Where's the lands? I mean this very seriously. Where's the lands at? As if I won't keep sacrificing my lands. Of course I will. I'm gonna sacrifice the Ornithopter in a land, because that's an artifact, a creature, in a land. Morbin Time is gonna morb, so we're gonna get to draw 1 extra card. Aha! Lands! Alright, they didn't have to be here. They just had to be somewhere. Bloodghast will return. Feeling this. Yeah, alright, so Sanctum Weaver will get to tap right away for mana because of Tyvar. So we can use that to play the Goose. That's a turn. Great. Now we have a lot more stuff in play. This midnight clock is just like, yes, it's almost midnight. 10 p.m. It's almost bedtime. Finally, a nap. Ooh, Shark Typhoon. Hard cast. Love it. And I'm just like, yeah. Perfect. All these weird things I've got here, like Virtue. What creatures can I bring back? Oh, a Shia. Yawgmoth. Alright, there's a lot of good ones. I'm gonna start by milling, though. Old Ruddle Tuddle. Throw that in the graveyard. We got ourselves a Reclamation Sage. Play this land from hand, and I'm gonna shuffle. Every day I'm shuffling. Every day I'm shuffling. Land on top. Great. Do I want more mana off that? I want Vraska. And Vraska's going to destroy their midnight clock because it's not midnight. It's 11 p.m. and it's time for bed. Our opponent did not like that it was bedtime. Good night, Atrata. Sleep tight. Mythweaver Hawk. Mythweaver Hawk is the kitty cat that doubles your lands. If 1 or more lands enters the battlefield, you get all of those lands duplicated in play. And if that weren't enough, Mythweaver Hawk also gets bigger based on the number of lands you control. Now I noticed something today. I've been matching into a lot of Pox, even more than usual. This went from a popular commander to a very popular commander. And I was wondering, wonder why that is. And thankfully, it was a very easy puzzle to solve. My good friend CGB Covert Go Blue recently released a POC deck list. And, well, POC is good, POC is strong, and POC matches up against slightly weaker commanders than he really should, which means that POC is a nice way to cheese the matchmaking a teeny tiny bit. The best way to deal with POC, by the way, is to kill him before he can get his triggers, which isn't actually possible unless there's something responding to him entering the battlefield, like a Great Henge. Otherwise, it's best to counter him, because he just sits there and generates value. I'm going to kill POC. They're going to be able to afford to play him again, because they already ramped. They played a forest after he entered the battlefield and got another forest. Sweet. Tapping him doesn't stop his land doubling. Exiling him is temporary, as we all know. And, yeah. In these colors, we don't have that many options for ways to deal with him. It's a shame we didn't get to get our, a lovely little bit there. I'm thinking we could set up Baba Lysaga here. So I go for Sanguine Brushstroke and this. Next turn, I'll just play Llanowar Loam Speaker. Llanowar Loam Speaker is actually kind of a nice ramp piece in this deck. Not because of the normal Llanowar Loam Speaker, it's just a good card, but because you can make a creature land, and creature lands count as 2 types for Baba Lysaga. Boop. Is blue the best color? In historic Brawl, we have a good number of cards that stop counterspells, but counterspells are really, really good. We are going to, by the way, hit, I think, Artifact. Wait, do they have an artifact? No, only we have an artifact. So creature, enchantment, and land here. Creature, enchantment, and land. I'm trying to decide now if I would like to sacrifice a land and a signet to draw 3 cards. I think I kind of would. So I'm going to grab this Llanowar Waste. I'm going to sacrifice it in the signet. That is 3 permanent types. Great. And next turn I'll be able to start playing more lands per turn with the Case of the Locked Hothouse. Baby Lasagna. It's one of Joey's ex's favorite cards. Oh, the one with the hole? Yeah, I'm glad that everybody knows Baba Lysaga so well because of Joey from EDH Rec. In this house, we love and respect Joey. I don't have a great way to get the triggers, but them having all the mana in the world next turn I don't think is the end of the world. Here's POC! I hope you got nothing useful in hand. Okay, it's Colony Garden, so they get 2 Colony Gardens. Joey's great. If you haven't seen it, I'm in an episode of Shuffle Up and Play with him and Dark Pact Cosplay. And that episode is best described as the professor and his 3 rowdy queer children. It's kind of phenomenal. Alright, sweet. We get ourselves a Fairy Rogue. Case lets us play extra, so does the Oracle. This gets us the most types of things, though. So we're going to start with this Sanguine Brushstroke. Lovely. Don't mind me just grabbing lands. Oh, wait a sec. Wanna play this Oracle first. There is, in fact, a land right on top of the deck. That's perfect. And I am going to sacrifice an artifact, a creature, and an enchantment. That'll draw me 3 cards. They will have to sacrifice a creature, but they have these plants, which is easy for them to sacrifice. Okay, we can play this Hey Wiremite. Hey! Wiremite. I could have loam speak the fetch, yes, but the reason I didn't is because I had to make sure that I could play out more of my cards. Take 5. We're gonna do a wee bit of sacrificing here. This will be solved, but not until the end of turn. I'm also tempted to just hit that Nyx Bloom Ancient bright and early. Do I have anything else making tokens? Just you. An artifact creature and a land creature. I guess I didn't need to animate that first. It helps with the Grave Pact, though. Gonna unsolve this, draw some cards. Things that allow us to play additional lands per turn are really helpful with Baba Lysaga. Thank you, Blood Artist. You're doing phenomenally. So much. Out of here, Nyx Bloom Ancient. Got more lands. They're down to 9 life, by the way, from these Baba Lysaga and Blood Artist triggers. They're very helpful. We've got a case with a skeleton on it. Cool. Just a couple of dudes. Grave Pact has been instrumental in so many different games. So what's great about this matchup right now is that they have been bricking. They don't have any of their card draw pieces. They don't have the things that'll win them the game. But we have the things that'll win us the game. We have Vein Ripper. Vein Ripper is just awesome. I'm going to sacrifice this fresh hot token, this fresh hot token, and land. They're going to lose a lot of life. We are going to gain a bunch of life. They're going to lose the game. And we're going to rejoice. GG, Puck. Slogurk, the Over Slime. Slogurk likes lands going in your graveyard. If there's lands in your graveyard, you can bring them back by removing counters from Slogurk and putting it into your hand. Or I guess just letting it die. Lots of things you can do when it comes to a big ol' ooze. Do you choose to ooze? Hey. Wire Mite. I'll just kill the Haywire Mite here. Since that gives me something to do this turn. They gain 2 life. Or I gain 2 life, they gain 3 life. Do I have anything I can do? I'll play Baba Lysaga. Here's the baby. Definitely not just a scary old lady. Ooh, Ristic Study. That doesn't feel very Slogurkish. Do I want to ramp? I know what I want to do. I'm going to let them draw 1 card off Ristic Study. And then I'm going to destroy it. Reasoning. I don't like Ristic Study. Wayward Swordtooth lets them play additional lands each turn. They didn't have an additional land, though, or I think they would have played it. Speaking of additional lands, Oracle will let me do that. But I don't really feel I need that right now. Instead, we're going to go for the Ashaya to turn our stuff into lands. I will plus and not sacrifice anything. And I can hold Baba Lysaga here to, like, do a triple sack or double sack. I can, like, have Baba Lysaga sacrifice herself and Vraska to draw 3. The Slogurk is Glarkin. The land has been put into their graveyard from somewhere. Ooh, Vraska's also tasty. Do I want to destroy the Slogurk? Right now they have 2 lands in graveyard that could come back. I guess human, since that's what our commander is. I could destroy the Wayward Swordtooth or Slowkirk. It really doesn't feel that good to me, though. I could draw this Rex Sage or something for me to destroy. I got too many lands. Let's put one in the graveyard. I'm just gonna play this anyway. More creatures, more fun. Go to combat, swing with Ashaya. Okay, so they just want those lands anyway, back in hand. Since they can play extras per turn. Extra good! Yeah, playing things like this out, even without a target, are just fine for me. Since Baba Lysaga now could, like, sacrifice Rex Sage and Nebraska if they target it with removal. But since they're a Simic deck, they don't have that much just, like, destroy a Planeswalker. They have steal a Planeswalker, they have bounce a Planeswalker, and they have some green things that can, like, bite a Planeswalker. But we have a Casualties of War coming up, and they know it! That will admittedly put more lands in the graveyard. How close are they to the city's buzzing? They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Almost there. I'll tap this. Sacrifice it to Vraska. Draw a card. Full Tyvar. Set up a little bit of reanimation for myself. Untap Baba Lysaga. I want to swing in for 10. Yeah, sure. And they take it! Right now, there's only one creature in my graveyard. But I could always sacrifice something else to set up for the Virtue. Ooh, Nissa! This is the Nissa that can give you landfall, draw a card. You just have to plus first, or Proliferator. Proliferator? I hardly know her. Since they're directing all the damage at Vraska, I'm actually going to just use this right now. I'm going to sacrifice Baba Lysaga, Vraska, and that's it. That's 3 types, though. You want to move this to the command zone? It's kind of risky because they could destroy this. I'm gonna put this here. I have enough mana. They have 11. I guess I'll take the Haywire Might, since it has more types for Baba Lysaga. And I think we just have lethal here. Playing lands, destroying the Incubation Druid. I guess land, Planeswalker, creature? Yeah. Creature, land, Planeswalker. If they have a Spell Pierce, we can stop it. Ah, but they have an offer I can't refuse. I can't stop that. We're just gonna go ahead and use up these. With Ashaya, we're able to tap this for mana right away. I see what happened. Black. What? There we go. Green. Oop, I meant to untap. That's fine. It's fine. I still have enough. Just making sure I have those tapping correctly. Destroying the Incubation Druid. And swinging in for 12. Perfect! Yes, the 3rd type was land because of Ashaya. It's a really cool interaction. GG, Slowkirk. Omnath, Locus of Rage. Landfall, make an elemental. And if any of your elementals die, you do 3 damage to any target. It's pretty sweet. Omnath is a big ramp commander. You're going to get lots and lots of lands into play. And then here comes Omnath. This is a pretty strong card if you manage to get it into play and have it stick around for a turn, because you could do so much with all these giant 5/5 elementals. They can get huge. Ooh, some more landfall. Lotus Cobra. I have the choice here of, do I want to get rid of that Lotus Cobra? Or do I want to play Jadar? I am going to get rid of this Lotus Cobra, letting them draw a card. Because the landfall get mana is going to go nuts in a deck that's a landfall ramp deck. I love Omnath in my paper landfall tokens deck, which is a Lord Windgrace deck. It's real fun. Snow-covered forest and an explorer so they can play more lands. Do they have an extra land to play this turn? Almost certainly. They just gotta pick which one. Eeny, meeny, miny, mountain. Cool. I think I will play the Baba Lysaga here over Jadar. I kind of wish Baba Lysaga said, like, sacrifice up to 3 permanents. You draw cards for each, like, card type represented among the permanents. Very specific. Alright, so Scoot Bug. Almost ready to start scooting and hooting. I think I'll name Human. Bring out the Oracle of Moldiah so we can play additional lands, just like them. And I will attack in with Baba Lysaga, because if they want a triple block, go ahead. I would love to kill your Scoot Swarm. Ashaya is a land and turns all of their creatures, non-token creatures, into lands. Now we got land. And we're gonna do some cute stuff here. I'm gonna start with the Sheoldred. Ooh. Start with the Sheoldred. We're getting rid of the Scoot. And this will get them another land, which will trigger this Scoot Swarm. But it will also, you know, get rid of the Ashaya before the Scoot Swarm keeps doing Scooty things. If I can get them to just 2 more cards in the graveyard, I can also flip over this Sheoldred. I only have 1 board wipe in this deck. That's kind of notable. And it is Meathook Massacre, which is very good against things like Scoot, and Phylaths, and it's decent against Omnaths as well. Hi, Phylath. Sweet. Land. Land. Henge. It's pretty great. Vran. And there's that Meathook Massacre. Just go ahead and get that into hand. And they know about it. They know about the Meathook Massacre. In an emergency, we could also sacrifice some things with Baba Lysaga here. Here comes Omnath. Is it landfall time? Notably, these are not elementals. These are plants. And these are insects. They will not trigger for Omnath. Phylath is an elemental, though. In case they want to, I don't know, deal some damage. Have some fun. Watch your creatures die. Yeah, they know their creatures are going to die anyway. They could have put extra counters on the same plant to have it live through Meathook. They chose not to. Plus some direct 3 damage to anything, so I'm not going to block that. We're gonna go Swarm Saboteur, Baba Lysaga, some of this. That and that. Okay, great. A creature dying will trigger Bran. Passing the turn. Just trying to decide here if I want to sacrifice some pieces. I'm going to actually... Do I want to hold the Jadar or not? Okay. I have no creature lands. I would really rather not destroy that. I can sacrifice the meat hook, yeah, while it's on the stack. That's my plan right now. So I have to put full control mode on. X equals 5. Takes care of everything. And we're going to sacrifice Baba Lysaga, Oracle of Moldiah, and the Meat Hook Massacre. Oh, whoops. I needed to sacrifice a land. That was my bad. Well, I goofed it up anyway. That's fine, we got the card draw. Oops. You don't watch my channel because I play well. No, I'm too busy talking about Magic the Gathering to play Magic the Gathering. Does anybody want to talk about the new story from Thunder Junction? Too bad I didn't finish reading it. I skimmed it and was like, I guess there's some yeehaws in here. I'll have you know I'm decidedly not talking about Transformers right now. Yeah, if I had sacrificed a land, which is what I meant to do last turn, this would have been slightly better. We would have had 3 extra cards in hand, 3 more life, and they would have had 3 less. Ah, there's a Legends of Runeterra refugee in the chat. There's a bunch of codes you can redeem when you start Arena that help you build up your collection pretty quickly. You've got a Dryad, I've got a Dryad. Chesapeake, thank you for the 22-month resub. Ah. I missed my Legends of Runeterra. I can sacrifice, like, Dryad and a land here. I have other card draw available to me, though, with Yawgmoth. Yeah, doing your dailies, getting the first, I think, 4 or 5 wins are the most impactful. And then doing whatever the 500 or 750 gold quests that you have each day. On Sunday, there's the quests that get you experience that are based on your weekly wins. Those reset sometime before Sunday starts. I don't know what time. Probably like 3 a.m. Oh, nice. We win. Despite all our misplays. GG on that. The first sliver. But is it the first sliver? The first and only sliver. The only way to find out is to play. And, well, we'll see if there's slivers or not. Maybe they'll hit us with an ultimatum. Maybe they'll hit us with a Cloud Shredder. Or maybe just a bunch of random 5-color good stuff cards. First sliver sure is a card that you run into a lot in Historic Brawl. Because it's good! And I get that. Right now I'm just setting up some nice creatures. Some potential sacrificeables to either the Priest of Forgotten Gods or Baba Lysaga. I'm always afraid to commit a little too much to the battlefield before I can tell if this is going to just be board wipe, board wipe, board wipe. I'm gonna drop this Vraska here. Trying to find a land. Didn't find a land. Space bars! What if it's actual slivers? Just the once? I can't tell yet. I genuinely do not know. It's on top of my deck. Oh, another land. If they Wrath of God this turn, it's a pretty good tell that they're not slivers. Well, that's not a Wrath. What if it is slivers? We mill this. I know, it's like maybe once every other day I run into actual slivers, and it's just such a joy to see. I love actual factual slivers. They make me so happy. Magma Opus. This could be the Cascade Chain Sliver. Not the Tybalt's Trickery one, the other one. Yes, okay, so this is the one that everything that costs under 5. There's a Tybalt's Trickery. Lets you cast things from exile that chain together in funky, weird ways. Hi, first sliver. Aw, Shy in the graveyard. Soldiers, make him sacrifice. Throw this into the grave. Looking for lands, not finding them. Swinging with all these dudes. Trickery milled their Emrakul. Good for them. They can still get it out. Or like a Nezahal Cultivator Colossus. Oh no, so that was just like a weird chain of Cascade they happened to hit, I guess. Or no, because all of these are they cost more than 5. Anything that costs more than 5 is kind of outside of the weird cascading chain. Sometimes you'll also run into like the first sliver Cultivator Colossus deck. It's just got Tybalt's Trickery and Cultivator Colossus. Okay, Virus Beetle. Bye, Priest of Forgotten Gods. And hello, Vein Ripper. Wait, you go to the graveyard because of old Ruddle Tuttle? Ah. Mm-hmm. Yes, very lands. Still got more lands? Uh-huh, very land. Insect Phyrexian. But Baba Lysaga's like, I'm not doing anything. Nobody gives me haste. Mm-hmm, lots of good lands. Bye, Vein Ripper. Okay. This will just make me happy. Kill that cultivator! This is the exact same as just attacking with everything. Killed him! Nailed it. Urza, Lord Protector! You know, I played against an Urza earlier today with this deck. And I killed their commander. And they just left. They just left. I killed him once and he was gone. I sacrificed squirrels to kill him. It wasn't even like it was an easy way to kill him. I sacrificed squirrels to kill an Urza. I wonder if that's the same one. Hopefully not. Let's see if we got this getting countered. No. Well, counter spells will be a thing of the past, at least for my humans. Oddly enough, this is a human. Baba Lysaga is a human warlock. Yeah, you wouldn't know it by looking at them, but this is a D&D creature, so I guess it's not a hag. Yo, Blinkmoth is the goat in this deck because it's one thing you can sacrifice for all 3 conditions. Artifact, land, creature, done. Speaking of things being lands, we are all lands. Oracle the Alpha put the Power 9 in their deck, by the way. Anybody out here want to be a land? Adding land as a type means that Baba Lysaga doesn't have to sacrifice a separate land. Because any creatures we sacrifice, as long as they're not tokens, are also lands. So, like, Ornithopter Paradise, currently, land, artifact, creature. You see that? 1, 2, 3, boom. It's also a Thopter Forest. Thop, thop. Yeah, I'm out here adding types to my cards so I can sacrifice them better. Whoa, oh, you're Pocketty. Oh, I didn't even mention what Urza does. He discounts artifacts, sorceries, instants, and he can meld into a really scary thing. Oiza! Come on out here! Or don't. I'll make you discard things and draw cards. Hopefully we have lands on top. We can play the extra lands with our Oracle. Is this Alchemy or Historic? This is Brawl, formerly known as Historic Brawl. I still put Historic Brawl in the title of my videos, though, because it's what it is. Yeah, if somebody tries to Rivers Rebuke you and you have a Shia out and you just kind of give them a dirty look like, why did you even try to do that? How dare you? Attack for 9 or keep looking for land. It's ridiculous. We haven't found a land yet. Come on, lands! And don't say, well, these are all lands. And you know what I mean. You know exactly what I'm saying. They could still board wipe us here, but we'd be left with the henge, which is not bad. They didn't get rid of Standard Brawl. It's just now called Standard Brawl. It was the less popular format, and I think that they wanted the simpler name to be for the more recognizable format. Like, if somebody comes up to me and says, wow, I love to play Brawl, I assume they mean Historic Brawl. These two are swinging in. That makes me feel like it's a board wipe. Oh yeah, they could see the casualties of war. Oh, hi, Urza. Okay, so it's not a board wipe. It's an extra turn. A 1-mana time walk. First of all, how dare you? Second of all, it is a commander-like format. Yeah, so like my commander is Baba Lysaga, Night Witch. Her name just reminds me of Nightwish. I want to go listen to old Nightwish music. I think my, like, 3 most listened to albums are probably all Nightwish albums. Because that's what I listened to all through middle school and high school. I like my Nightwish. And you should too. Nightwish rules. Okay. Every day we're shuffling. Hopefully they don't get an extra turn card, because even Time Warp would cost 4. Wishmaster. Like, the whole album's so fun. Is that the one that She Is My Sin is on? I feel like it is. It is? Heck yes. If only Shoulder was on the field. I actually took the 4-mana Shouldered, I think, out of this deck. Despite the fact that it's good with Baba Lysaga because we're drawing cards. Please. Let me rip your veins. Just a little. It'll only hurt a little. Wait, who are you killing? You're killing baby Lasagna? Bro. What are you gonna do next, huh? Meld? Probably. Probably a little. So they still have like 4 mana up, depending on what they're casting, and things are discounted. This is going to double discount instants and sorceries. Land, land. They know about the cards in my hand. Hello there. Have you any interest in blocking? Ah, they're gonna tap it down. I don't really have a use for the mana here. Excuse me. I have some creatures to kill. And some veins to rip. Oh, did I miss lethal by not animating this Nexus? I'm not actually sure how many creatures I was killing. Something something math is for blockers. Oh no, okay, we're fine. Oh, because they had Pop Fatigue out, they get to recast the spell. Either side of it. They should unnerf Meathook Massacre. I think that they could. The life gain on it can be brutal. Meathook Massacre, and specifically not a crime. I do love that with like this ward and everything else out, a lot of white and blue's removal, which is like bounce a non-land permanent, exile a non-land permanent that costs a certain amount, doesn't really work. Yet none of the massacres, so like Massacre, Massacre Girl, Massacre Worm, and Massacre Girl 2, the new one, they're not crimes. They don't target. They just minus. Time counter unwound. Here's Urza. Hi, Urza. Are you gonna become one with the mind? No, Might Stone. They're actually 1 mana short, I think, of doing that. No, they're playing an orb. I do love orb. You would dare use an orb on me? I'm the queen of all orbs. No, I want to lose life. Hell yeah! I love lose life. I'm trying to think if there's anything I want to do before combat. Yes, there is. I'm going to play Tyvar. That is our resource. They can't counter it, but they can commit it. You up to target creature? Okay. But they couldn't commit because these are non-land permanents. They couldn't bounce either of these back into hand. Not without getting rid of a Shia first. Alright, so they're gonna sacrifice a creature. Urza. Nice, now they can duplicate spells. Oh, if I had Bitter Triumphed my Ashaya in response, that would have been lethal. That would have been so cute. I don't think I have anything here that would be, like, I have 4 mana. I could have killed Urza so they couldn't pay. Yeah, I guess. I forgot that I had instant speed removal. Why would I ever remember things?
Ready for round 2.
Fun fact about this Urza. He says exile target non-land permanent on him. It's content. Hey, no, I like drawing extra cards. You put that back.
Mysteries to uncover.
You're gonna memory. So the reason that we're on a memory here is because I will draw 1 card. Narset memory is one of those real rude things. So rude.
It's time to do.
Here's memory. We draw 1. Sanctum Weaver. They have 1, 2, 3, sort of 4, 5 mana left. They can now minus.
Put thoughtfulness before action.
There's nothing in my graveyard for the Forge Fire. God damn it! You're gonna take 2 more extra turns. What? What is holding priority here? You? Stop it. Whoa, 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 I haven't lost yet. They have to find a way to get rid of these without killing them, because then Meathook Massacre will kill them. They could always, like, Urza, Meld, exile the Meathook Massacre, because that is not a land, then kill them. Alright, so I'm going to put on Auto Pass here, and we're going to wait. We're gonna wait. Yeah, they drop a time warp there. Sorry, I'm just making note of the fact that, yeah, I missed lethal. We all do it. Me just more than most. And we're going to be spending some time. I hate Mystic Sanctuary. No, I'm just going to leave. This is one of those things. They're going to be spinning their wheels for minutes to maybe win. Fast game. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. I had a whole lot of fun sacrificing permanents with Lysaga and occasionally Vraska and other things in our deck too. I think that this is a pretty cool Golgari commander, though it's definitely not the strongest. It does have really nice interactions though with all these things that have lots of additional types. And if you like drawing cards, then Lysaga definitely does the business, turning your permanents on board into cards in hand. If you'd like the deck list, it's in the description of the video. And if you'd like to suggest a deck for me to brew, please let me know in the comments below. This was a deck suggestion. Somebody said, hey, I'd like to see Lysaga. I put it on a poll in my chat on Twitch, and ba-bam, people voted for it. Though it turns out they voted for it because I did not write Lysaga. I wrote Baby Lasagna in the poll, and These people are a bunch of silly chuckleheads. So of course they voted for the thing that said baby lasagna. Anyway, please do suggest commanders for me to brew, especially as we get into Thunder Junction in only a week from now, because we're going to be having a lot of fun in the early access event and when the set actually comes out. I'll be doing a set review over on my stream too, twitch.tv/Amazonian, going over all of the cards because there sure are a lot of them, and talking about which ones I like for Brawl and for Limited. And it's, by the way, a really weird set because it has 4 different set codes. There's the set itself, Thunder Junction, there's the vault, there's the special guests, and there's also the posters, I think. There's just a lot of stuff happening in that set. We're going to go over it in the set review. It should be a good time. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.